What is up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be going over what you need to know about the Prelude live event that is going to be the end of Chapter 5 and lead us into Chapter 2 Remix. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, and comment down below what your hopes or expectations are for this live event. So this event is going to be the end of Fortnite Chapter 5, and it will be happening on Friday, November 1st at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll have an image on screen now from Cyclo FNBR, and this kind of shows the time this event takes place across different time zones, and you can find your time zone or region and hopefully figure out what time it's going to happen for you. But like I said, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time on November 1st. This is pretty late, and it's surprisingly late for a Fortnite live event. Usually these happen kind of in a time that maximizes as many people to be able to get to see it, and this one is pretty late for EU. For NA time zones, I feel like it works kind of well, but EU players, it is pretty late in the night. It is happening on a Friday night, however, so hopefully more people are able to stay up for it. And if you aren't able to figure out which time zone it's going to be happening for you based on the picture, there is a countdown timer in the lobby of Fortnite, and I believe above the screen at Restored Reels in-game. So you can kind of look at that timer and do the math, and then hopefully figure out what time it's going to be happening for you. Events have been a somewhat controversial topic in Fortnite Chapter 5 because we've had a lot of mini events that really didn't live up to the super high kind of standard the community had set for them. This one should be a bigger deal than a lot of the mini events we've had, though. This should be like an actual full-fledged live event, and it's the fact that there's a countdown timer in the lobby is somewhat significant of that, or signifies that. I don't think any of the mini events had a countdown timer in the lobby. They had some in-game, but I don't think there was any countdown timers in the lobby. And then another thing that would kind of signal that this event is probably going to be a step up from a lot of the mini events is it's an end-of-season event, and it's seeming like it's going to be having its own game mode. There is some confusion right now on if this will be happening in its own mode or if it will be happening in regular matches, but I think it will be happening in its own game mode, because if you go into the Buy Epic section of game modes, the Prelude live event is an option there. The confusion kind of comes from the description of this mode mentioning Battle Royale, but my guess is that since there's a mode for it, it will happen in that mode. And typically when the big events do happen, the regular BR modes are disabled a bit beforehand. So if that's not happening, and there's usually like kind of announcements on the game, like the news tab and stuff, none of that is happening, then maybe it happens in BR. But I'm expecting this to happen in the kind of game mode event that you can select. And typically these open up about like 30 minutes before the event actually happens, so you can get in there and kind of chill, and then eventually the event will happen. The event is happening at Restored Reels, though, so if it does turn out to be that you need to be in a regular game to play it, you're going to want to go to Restored Reels. Without getting too much into leaks or spoilers, it kind of seems like this event will be somewhat centered around music. Like, the season itself is called Remix, and then in any of the teasers where Fortnite has kind of posted, they've hinted at this music remix, like, esque. They've used words like tuneful. Like they've had puns kind of slip in to kind of indicate this next season is going to be somewhat music themed, or the event is going to be somewhat music themed, you know? So I'm thinking it will probably be somewhat of a concert, and then maybe have some other stuff as well. Like with the Big Bang live event we had to start Chapter 5, it had a component that was an Eminem concert, but it also showed those other game modes that came in for Chapter 5, and I expect this event to be somewhat similar. I'm thinking it will be a concert, but it'll also kind of show how we're going from the Chapter 5 map to the Chapter 2 map, and then maybe there will be like some teasers or some things kind of showing what the differences are between, you know, what Chapter 2 was and how Chapter 2 Remix is going to be. But it's really up in the air. I don't really expect anything on par with like the Chapter 2 end event with like all those voice acted cutscenes and like dialogues and like those characters and then the map flipping. I expect it to be a step down from that, but I think it'll probably still be a lot better than the mini events we had in Chapter 5. Could potentially be better than Big Bang, and, you know, it should definitely be better than Fracture. Fracture was not a very well-liked event, but that is going to be it for this video. I just kind of wanted to go over the event itself, what to expect when it's happening, all of that stuff. Again, I could be wrong about it happening in its own game mode, but to me, that kind of seems like the obvious choice if there is a game mode for it, you know? And then, like I said, it'll be happening on Friday, November 1st at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. If you guys did find this video to be helpful, informative, interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, comment down below what your hopes or expectations are for the event. I'm going to let some gameplay play out of a recent game I got on stream, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. One more bullet, man. My God.